I pledge of allegiance to the
to
flag
the
of the
flag
United
of the
States
United States of America and
and
to the
to the
republic
republic for which
for
it
which it
stands,
stands,
one nation, under God,
one God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and
and
justice for
justice
all.
for all. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Okay. So this is the agenda that Andy had set up. Of course, our most important thing is the single-use plastic bag. And she said, I saw the note from Lynn that they're staying away from the word ban. But that's what we were originally calling it. So Township Day planning, posters and supplies, review of the projects. I'm not sure we'll get to that since we don't have a quorum. And I haven't heard from John though. I knew that Paul was going to the other meeting. And then I guess and Rick won't be here to do announcements. Unless Brandon, do you have any announcements for Rick?
I think he was going to tune out because he's just kind of
Oh,
there to help us get
oh,
started.
okay, all right. And then state and local government. Okay. All right. So um I wanted to go over first of all what Andy and Farron are going to be doing on at the town hall. So we'll do introductions. This is what his plan is. And it
Do
look
you want to share your screen?
oh, I thought I did. Forgive me. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's the town hall. I think this is it. Okay. Okay. Can everyone see the screen now?
Yep. Yep, I can see it.
Oh, good. I'm terribly sorry. I got very anxious. I mean, waiting for everything because I had been working on this. I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't even get in. All right. So, all right. So, what the problem with single-use plastics is, looks like Farron is going to be doing that. Why we need action, why act locally. And hi, Paul.
Oh,
Welcome. Why act locally, real benefits of the single-use plastic bag ban, summary of national to local bans, and then our own. I know Andy's going to do that, as well as our ban. They're trying to take that word out. So before we get to the meeting next week, and proposed adoption timeline. So, anybody have any comments or questions about the outline for next week for the town hall? Is everyone able to make it that's on the call right now? Next Wednesday at 7 o'clock? Okay, good.
yep.
Okay, terrific.
And
Okay.
it's at the community center, right?
Yes, it's at the community center. Exactly. I actually called and asked because I wasn't sure, when I was working on things. I called yesterday and asked whether we would have it or not at the new township building. But she said that we're having it at the community center. She didn't say what room. I guess they're going to see how many people show up before. I guess they'll have to just open up the one like we did for council probably. So in the same format that we had with the U up front with council and the EAB. So we'll be there. Um, does anything look like it's missing that we need that you think might come up at the town hall? It looks pretty comprehensive to me. How does it look to everybody else?
Yeah, I agree. And I think Farron will do a good job of, um, he's been through this a number of times before and he probably knows what to expect and what to address and stuff. So,
I know he will. I know he'll do a fantastic job. He's just an amazing guy. All right. So and then Township Day, I want to go over that to see who's able to cover. We had plenty of emails flying in every direction for games and prizes and all kinds of things. So we'll firm that up since that's next Saturday. And that's what I have so far for that. So let's go back. Okay, what do you, I mean, it seems like we have, looks like Andy and Farron have it under control for next Thursday. What do you think? Anyone have some suggestions for what our role should be? Besides support?
Uh, did I get the wrong date on the calendar? For some reason, I thought I saw Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Didn't I say Wednesday? I said Thursday. It's Wednesday, the 29th.
Okay.
Did I say Thursday? Forgive me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I might have misheard.
No, so it's Wednesday at 7 o'clock at the community center. That's for our plastic bag town hall. I have the flyers all ready too. If can we, do you want to take a peek at those that I put together for businesses? I put 3 together as a result of the meeting that we had with council. So let me stop share here and pull up what I have down here. Okay. So that's one of them. If and Andrew and Bill, you were with us. They asked for a sign on the door. Do you have your reusable bags for shopping? And that's, a simple one. So that is the stores had asked for that, actually the customers, so they don't leave them in their car. And Bill did, I seem to remember they mentioned that they tried to do that in the parking lot, but that wasn't feasible. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think you're right. Closer to the door. I know Tradifrin found some businesses ended up putting a little stand outside on this, on their entrance sidewalk. But you're
Uh-huh.
right. If they posted on the door, I think that'd be sufficient.
Okay. All right. So let me, oh gosh, I have to keep going back and forth. I'm sorry. I don't know any other way to do it. All right. So then I made 2 because the White Marsh one was kind of wordy, not wordy, that's not the right word. But one had the 40% issue in there. So this is what they had, and I just, changed the wording just a little bit. In terms of theirs had similar wording, but it had the idea that it's, and we talked about January 1st, next year being our target date. And so if anybody wants to just eyeball that and see what you think, I think all of it's on there, almost. Any comments?
The only thing to do is a spell check. I think there's no E in reusable, or the second E is not needed.
Oh, the one up here? Oh, oh, theirs. That's okay. All right, I can take that out. All right, anything else? I can change.
This doesn't have to do with this necessarily, but I think the new draft of the ordinance also requires the bags to be 100% recyclable. Did anyone
No,
see that? I don't think that was
I
in
have the
the
ordinance
template.
marked.
Yeah, I don't think that was in the template from Farron, but I
I don't
think
remember it either.
I don't know if that will limit the amount of suppliers that uh merchants can buy the bags from.
So are we talking about the bags that people can buy or the 15-cent paper bags that you were mentioning? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
The 15-cent paper bags, like there's requirements that they have to be 40% recycled or 40%, yeah, recycled content, no old growth fiber. But I
Right.
think there was a new requirement in the new draft
Oh,
that I didn't see in any of the other drafts before, that the bags themselves have to be 100% recyclable.
okay. So the 40% isn't needed? Because I thought,
I would run that clause by Farron before the meeting if you could, just to get his comment and email.
okay,
I
Okay.
think I
I
think it's
probably,
important to be clear, find a clarity on that.
I think I have his email. Or I can just go on the Penn Environment website and email it to him, unless there's another way to communicate with him.
Yeah, I would just ask for clarity. Say we've got a confusion here between the 40% recycled content that we thought we were describing and this clause that implies 100%, and just show them the two clauses.
Well,
Okay.
so I think I can bring it up real quick, but I think maybe I misread it, but
Because
I
I was
think
fashioning ours, similar to White Marsh's. So,
yeah, so the bag itself is made with at least 40% recycled content.
correct.
But then after use, that bag has to be 100% recyclable. Like,
It has to be accepted by recycling terms.
yeah, and in the definitions of the new ordinance, it says a paper bag the definition is a paper bag that meets the following. A is 100% recyclable. B contains no old growth fiber. C contains a minimum of 40% post-consumer recycled content. And D displays the word recyclable in highly visible area on the outside of the bag. I
Wow,
I just
that's not
yeah.
going to fit on this.
I
Um,
Yeah, I don't remember that requirement before. That's why I would ask for clarity from Farron before you get there.
okay, all right. I will refer to the ordinance then. I have the ordinance actually. I have it to bring up if I needed it.
And
Um,
if that's too strong a requirement, to have it printed with that word, I think then it's better that the council drop that, because that sounds like that would be something that shouldn't be a showstopper.
Maybe they
Meaning,
put that in there so they could have something to negotiate with.
well, I'm just thinking that would be an easy give, meaning,
Right.
ask Farron for his opinion, send it to Karen Weiss saying, hey, Karen, Farron thinks we should not have this requirement of it printed. And then say we'd like that drop from the ordinance.
Okay. All right. I can
It's
do that.
better to get that cleared up via email beforehand
Oh,
rather than discuss it at the meeting.
totally agree. Totally agree. Okay. All right. All right. Let me pull up the last one. I did three only because I felt like I wasn't sure where we were going. Um, the one is I feel like is for the businesses, some are for our residents. So this one is just similar, but it doesn't have the worrying about the paper on it. Because I thought this one was for the residents more so, but maybe they need all that information. This one is kind of short and sweet. And it has the beginning, January 1st. So you can't see it, unfortunately. But it has the same thing on the bottom. But because it's in PowerPoint, it makes it kind of hard. You can't see it. Um, anyway, maybe we don't need this one. Maybe we just need the don't forget your bag and the one we just looked at with the announcement on it, and just leave this one out.
They all look good. I mean, in a sense, you could just say, hey, here's a set of options for you.
Okay.
But maybe so that would be, you know, if you want to show this, are you going to put it in a slide so that it can be displayed on the presentation?
If that's what Andy wants, I don't want to, add anything until he sees it. Because
Oh, I
he and
mean,
Farron are working on. I think it's important to show it, especially if we have businesses there.
yeah, it would sound reasonable to put it up on a slide only because I don't think you want to have to pass around handouts.
Oh no, I don't
Um,
want to. No, no. I don't want to create more paper, more trash. Um, so all right, yeah, I can put it on a slide. I'll just minimize it and get it onto a PowerPoint slide. And then send it to Andy so he can add it in there if people want to see what it looks like. That makes perfect sense. So I have to get clarity about the about the recyclable part, and match it to the ordinance. Maybe I better do two, one with and one without, depending on what council decide, what happens at the meeting. So it'll be ready to give to the businesses. Also for the town hall meeting, Bill and I had collected 2 pages, maybe 30 email addresses when we were at Township Day last year. And Brandon was kind enough to I scanned them in and sent them to Brandon, and he was going to send an alert to those folks about the meeting next week, the town hall meeting. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout from the community. I know, well, my bocce team is there, but they'll be playing bocce. Okay, stuff. Okay. All right, so that's all I have for next Wednesday. Is there anything we're missing? Oh, Lena, you joined us. You found the email. I'm glad. Is there?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
joined. Yeah, but when you started, I just joined. So
oh, good. Yeah, I know it was really hard. I couldn't get in because I wasn't host. So I actually created a Zoom account and was ready to send it to everybody when Bill called me and told me that he had talked to Brandon. So Brandon's filling in for Rick. So thank you. I'm glad you were able to join us. Um, anything else are you able to come next Wednesday for our town hall?
yes, I'll be there.
Terrific.
Yeah.
All right. So it's going to be at the community center. I'm not sure you were on when we said where it was going to be.
And Andrew, what's the status of the website? Is the website something that the township thinks will be stood up right after the meeting, or what's your thoughts on when it should be public?
Yeah, I actually, after I got the updated ordinance, I updated the web page to match, and I sent it off to Brandon to post to make a new page and get it on the website. Let me see when I sent that. It was probably a week ago. It was last Friday, so what's today? Tuesday? Yeah. Maybe I'll follow up with Brandon at some point because it would be good to at least have it up before, maybe a week before the meeting.
And maybe just I don't know if Andy has a plan to do a screenshot of it, but it might be worth having the URL available, just having the deck, even though it's a long URL, there may not be a shortcut to it, but at least if somebody could point out the navigation, how to get to it from the main page, or maybe it'll be a link from the main page as a news item. I don't know,
Yeah, that's a good point. I will follow up with Brandon tomorrow, maybe if I don't hear back, and then yeah, I can talk with Andy about putting a link on the or a screenshot on the page or even showing it at the town hall.
Andrew,
Has
will
there-
you be able to create a probably a QR code that people can scan and go to that link?
Yeah, definitely. That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
Once that page is up.
I have Andy's slides. Did everybody get a chance to see them? Because I have them. I could share them if you want to take a peek at them now, or he sent them to us in an email.
Yeah,
Did everybody?
I saw them.
So did I.
Yeah, they looked good.
Yeah,
I
they
think
did look
Farron's
good.
adding some of his stuff in there.
Yeah, Farron's got his own. He's going to add in right. Does anybody want to see them, or you're okay with what we have?
it might not hurt just to go through them real quickly, just to make sure it
All right.
doesn't ring a bell. Somebody might say, "Oh, I missed that."
Okay, I'm pretty sure I have them. Let me see. Here they are. All right. It always blocks here. I'm sorry. All right, so he has This is, his summary of what he and Farron are going to talk about. And this is Farron's part. These are the topics where he's going to fill in what's the problem, why we need action, why act locally, real benefits, and then Plymouth Path and feedback. Exactly, the survey that Bill and all of you had done before I was even on, had created the survey. And then the fall of 22 and the spring of 23 and fall of 23. So the response rate, 70% positive, 30% negative, 20% provided no discernible, sorry, my glasses, pro-con stand or requested more information. And then proposed Plymouth, Karen wants, or no, it wasn't Karen. It was it was Lynn. Lynn and Karen suggested that we take the word ban out. So and then it's on a good number of slides. So we need to find a better word. Any suggestions? We have to get the thesaurus out and figure out what a ban, to see if we can find a better word. Prohibit.
I think they just prefer plastics bag ordinance.
Right, that's what they had said, unless we can find a better word for ban, is what I read. I think I read, but I could have misread it. But ordinance, I think you're right, Andrew. This businesses, part of this is really small. They need to make it at 28 at least. Some of it they're not going to be able to see in that room. Violations of the ordinance are subject to a penalty. I know, Andrew, you were talking about how we're going to enforce it. So that's a good question that we're, still up in the air, how we find that out. I mean, people could report it, but then, how do we take them to court?
And I think what I've heard in the other quarterly meetings with the other townships working on this is that they've been taking a very low-key approach, meaning if someone reports a retailer not following the rules, then the next time the code enforcement person is in that neighborhood, they would stop by and check on the retailer, and then you follow the rules of the fine, whether it's the first time as a warning, second time. So I think that's how they've approached it. People could also report. Yeah, so I guess there will have to be a reporting mechanism to the township, and whether that's a phone call or whether there would be another way to submit it to the website, I doubt. But that's a good point.
Yeah, unless they put it on our webpage or something. I don't know any other way to do that. Thanks for filling that in, because I didn't understand how we were going to do that. I appreciate it, Bill.
Probably that's a question to council, and we can also suggest that we can have, like, write to us, either to EAB or directly to the code and enforcement. We can, I mean, I don't know. We will be forwarding that to code and enforcement. So probably, like, write to them directly might be a better option.
Yeah, you probably don't want to get in the middle here because
No.
Yeah.
offering to do something when you're volunteers is probably not.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Right.
know we ran into this when I was on the Human Relations Commission for the township, and it was hard because our names were listed, but we didn't have our phone numbers listed. It was only a 2-year term, so I was only on for 2 years, but it was interesting to see how that would work. And that's the end. I'm gonna. Does anyone else think that the print is too small for a PowerPoint? The font?
Can you click on the font? Because, right, like, I cannot make out what is the font size. So if
No,
you
we can't, because it's not mine. It's Andrew's. or Andy's, I'm sorry. Unless I go out, I can't edit it from where I am.
No, no, not editing. Can you click there? No, or not? Just you can just move it.
Let me see. Let me go out of slideshow. Oh no, I'm not in slideshow.
Yeah, just click on one of the bullets. Click on set up a web page. Click there.
Yeah,
Now it should show you.
22 should be okay.
You think? Okay. I've always used, close to or 28, 30. But yeah, okay. All right, so that's the end of that. Right.
I guess the only thought I have about, and I don't know whether this is an issue of concern or not. From May, let's say, okay, so the public meeting is May, so the earliest I guess council could adopt it would be the next meeting, which would be June.
Right.
So given ourselves 7 months to the implementation, January 1st from June. The question is for the signage is if retail has to start putting signs up within, what did you say, 90 days?
I think
Or
that's what it
90
was.
days of the implementation date.
So that means, well, yeah, that's October. Or
So I guess I wasn't sure. Did I read it as saying 90 days from the date of adoption or 90 days before the date of implementation? So it's either going to be within 90 days of June 1st or it's going to be 90 days before January 1st. And I wasn't sure how it read.
I don't remember either, Bill. I'm sorry. I'm not helping with that one.
So I guess then the question is if it's 90 days from June 1st, and I don't know whether anybody has any, feel about that, but if a retailer has to keep a sign up from August through the end of the year, the question is, does it just become noise and no one actually sees it after a certain point in time because it's just part of their storefront? And I don't know, whether there's any opinion on that from other townships or not. I was just noticing that it sounded like a long time to have signs up.
Yeah, White Marsh was only 3 months before they initiated it, but we were trying to stay away from the holiday shopping.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the implementation date. I was just asking
Right.
about the time that the sign has to be posted.
Well, I think we could, we have to do a mailing to all the businesses, right? So, we could delay sending the mailing so it's not, posted right away.
No, yeah, maybe I'm not worried about that. I was more thinking, what does the actual rule say in the ordinance? What does it currently say for signage? When is signage required? That's all. And it's not necessary to answer it tonight. It's just an open question, whether we're requiring people to post signs for 6 months or for 3 months.
Okay. I thought I had the ordinance queued, but it doesn't look like I did. I thought I did, but it's not there. Maybe it's here. No. So I thought I had it queued in there. I had pulled it up. I guess I lost it when I was messing around trying to get a Zoom link. But I don't have it handy, but that's something to consider. You're right. We have to look at that. So are you thinking that you're not thinking that January is too long. You're thinking having a sign in the window for that long, it just becomes, you're right, just becomes part of the window.
Yeah, it just crossed my mind here whether people are going to start posting signs in July or whether they start posting them in October.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. I just noticed.
Yeah, I don't either, but it's same as anybody have any thoughts on it to add to Bill's?
I guess you would just do whatever the ordinance says.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right, Paul. We have to, I'll have to sift through the ordinance again and see. I can do that. That's no big deal. Thank you. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready for Wednesday, or so we can move on to Township Day, or do we need more discussion for next week?
I guess the question is are any of the EAB members expected to say anything, or are you gonna leave the talking to Farron and Andy?
That was the plan, was to leave it to Andy and Farron. But I mean, we're there as a show of force, a show of solidarity that we're all behind this. As many of us that can make it, for sure. And I think everybody's available. We've had it on our calendars for a while, so he didn't say we would have any speaking roles, but you know, that could change between now and next week when he comes back from his business trip.
So maybe there would be, I don't know, I guess the meeting will be an official meeting that is recorded. It might be worth I mean, if it is recorded, then you can always listen back to that proceeding. The other question is, do any of us want to take notes?
I'll take notes. I'm not real 100% good at it, but I will do my darndest. I can take notes. Maybe even if two of us take notes, whatever one of us miss, the other person can grab. Because especially when there's people in the residents who have concerns, it's going to, we're jotting things down. We'll try to do our own shorthand to verbalize, what they're asking and what their concerns are. I think we need to know that in case there's any takeaways that have to be addressed.
Yeah, and then you could probably just do a group email to each other, just say afterwards, here's what I heard.
Right. Yeah, I'm willing to take notes. I'll make use of my time. Okay. Are we ready to go on to Township Day? Yes? No?
Yeah, ready.
Okay. All right. Okay. I gotta find it. I think this is it. Okay. Oh, that's the town hall. I'm sorry. We screwed up. I used to do this. I used to teach online with Zoom. I can't forget I can't imagine how much I've forgotten. That's that one.
So I earlier said that I will be available on June 1st. Be there maybe for an hour or 2 hours, but I just realized that my son has a swim meet, so I have to take him to Lancaster, so I won't be able to.
Wow, that's a long haul. Yeah. Yeah, I have my grandson's graduation in the afternoon. So, well, he graduates this week from college and his party is next Saturday. So I'll be there to set up. I could probably, it doesn't start till 1. So I could be there in the first shift and help with setup. But then I'll be going the rest of the day because I'll be in New Jersey. It won't be local. Is there anybody available in the afternoon? Oh, Andrew just had stepped out. So, well, let's talk about the games this way, and then we'll talk about coverage. Okay. All right, you all had some wonderful ideas about games. Anybody, have a favorite that they're willing to initiate?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Leah.
Can I share this? Okay, let me.
No, you can't share unless I make you a co-host.
Okay. I can just send you the link and maybe
Okay.
because the link is available.
What can you describe it to us?
Put the link in the chat.
Yeah, I'll just put
Oh,
the
yeah.
link in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. There we go. Yeah, I put the link in the chat, so should be able
Oh,
to.
okay. Can you describe it to us?
It's board game, like Candyland type of board game.
Okay.
And each one is like when we have, you know, when we move by certain number, you can either take up a ladder if you are taking sustainable actions or climate action. And if you are doing something that will add GHG, then you will go back in the game. So yeah, it's from EU.
We have to buy it, right?
No, we can just print it.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah, I have it as in, if you can just look at the link, we can just print that
Okay.
link. It is from EU.
It's in the chat.
It is
Maria.
for, yeah.
Okay, I'll go into the chat. I just didn't want to, I'll lose the page. Let me see if I can. Okay. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
See if it'll share. Oh, there it is. Okay. Can you see it?
No,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Okay. So you just print it out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
So
looks
if
like
we print it on a large paper, I think it will be like a poster type of paper. It will be somewhere between 25 to $50. That's the range.
you do poster size.
Yeah.
That's a cool picture. That's nice. So what do you need? Dice? How do you move from place to place?
Yeah, a dice. Usually,
Dice.
like I have like, a bunch of dice. I will bring them. Or these days you can just do the dice on your phone as well.
Mhm. Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. I know we flip a coin at bocce on our phone.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know whether we have the budget. Rick's not here to answer that question. I know I was able to get something refunded, reimbursed last year from the terrarium I made. I think it was up to $50. I think that's what Rick had said last year. But, and so this is not copyrighted. We can print it out, right?
Yeah, it is for like if you look at that, it is from EU, so European climate change.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a PDF and they said like you can use it. It's not
Okay.
like they have their own, like we are not saying it like we made it. I think they have somewhere they say yeah, if you look at the left side, it says European Union 2016. So
Yeah, it's not on my screen. It's kind of hidden on my
yeah.
screen. Yeah. Can everybody see it? It says you're screen sharing. Just want to make sure. All right. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Okay, so let's get back to we have to go. That's a town hall one, wrong one. Oh no, here it is. All right. So any other game suggestions? What's the one oh, Maria. What's the one that you have, Bill?
Boy,
The one that you and Andy made? I remember seeing it last year. Is that for native plants? No, that's Andrew's.
Andrew just had a picture of there were just two pictures. They weren't, I don't think it was a game.
Okay.
And he created a park mapping or matching, so you had to match the pictures to the right park name.
Oh,
So
all the parks in Plymouth. Okay.
right, yeah, matching game. And there was another one we had the year before. And I'm not sure I remember how it worked. I think that was maybe Eunice had done something. Maybe Andy will remember. We do have a spreadsheet up on the Google Drive that has a workbook for all the township materials and the shifts and sign up and things like that. So it'd probably be worthwhile getting that link back to the group and just give people a chance to add anything they want to the workbook.
Okay.
For future
Well,
reference.
I was hoping to get the shifts at least, covered while we were meeting tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was just saying the other materials are all listed up there.
Okay, all right. I mean, I still have all those other materials too from the community advocates too, so I still have that.
So Maria,
Yes.
if you can just copy the link and add that to the board game, if you can just add that link there so that if anybody is referring to this presentation, they will have the link.
Okay. Let me go in the chat. Oh, I'm not in chat anymore. There it is. Okay.
There was also that magnet game that Julia created from those sustainability cards. And even though
Oh, yeah.
we can't buy the sustainability cards, we could make the same names, just create our own version of the names and have those, just get what do you call it, a chalkboard or something that's a magnetic surface, a whiteboard.
Yeah,
And
whiteboard, a magnetic board. Yeah.
magnets will stick to it. You could still do something, very, crudely, I guess, with a grid of the questions and the choices.
What's the name of the card game?
It was a sustainability deck, and I can't remember. Did I ever email it to the group?
I don't remember ever getting one, but that doesn't mean anything with my craziness.
I'll see if I can find it.
Okay.
It's out of stock, so that's why you can't purchase it, but could use it as a model to make your own version of the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Simple cardboard or paper board. There wouldn't need to be a lot of work put into it. I think it'd be still doable, easily.
It sounds fun. Now I lost the other one that you gave me. Andy's is the park. Which park is it?
Sure, mapping.
Okay. Did anyone want to do the guess how many jelly beans are in the jar one? Or you think that's too cumbersome? Because people will have to be there at the end or whenever, or pasta, we could put anything in the jar. You want to have a flow of people?
That's not a bad idea to collect people's emails. Just say if you give us your email, you can guess at this game. But what are you going to give out?
I was thinking kids would be more interested in doing it than adults. So I was going to go to Five Below and donate a $10 gift card. What do you think? You think it's hokey?
No, that sounds pretty cool.
Okay. I'll put pasta instead of jelly beans. I don't know if I have enough jelly beans. I'm a jelly bean freak. I buy them by 5-pound bags. My weight shows it too. Um, um, count the what else can we put in the jar? I have corks. I've seen pasta. I've seen jelly beans. What else can we put in a jar? Come on, we got to get our creative hats on here. Lena, I know you've got kids. Paul,
Marble?
what do you think?
Marbles,
Marbles. They're hard to find.
balls, or some sort of balls. Like-
Some. Oh, you know what? I have a whole bunch of butterscotches left from my thing on Saturday. I'll go to the dollar store, see what I can find. Okay. Do we want to give anything out? No? I guess that, people buy things there, so, for food. You don't want to give kids junk either, so. All right. So we have a couple different things. I'll see what kind of, they always have card games at the Five Below. I haven't been there for a long time, but I can look, like animals and different things for kids, depending on, the age of the kids. I used to go there with my grandkids when they were little. Okay. Anything, you want to do anything else on Community Day? No? Okay. All right, so I'm going to be there. I'll be there probably from 10 to 12, but I do need help setting up. I can't do it by myself. I have a cart that I can bring some things. I actually bought a tablecloth too. I have a dark blue tablecloth and a light blue one. I have a bunch of I bought a couple at the dollar store. So for the event that I had on this past Saturday. So I have that. And we have the banner for the front of the table. And Bill has a great bag with tape and string and scissors and all kinds of goodies in there. The things that we need. I think I'm going to throw some masking tape in there. I have an extra roll. But who else can be there, at 10 or 9:30? We have to be set up by 10. The whole day is 10 to 2. So we really do need to have people to stay at the table and break down. I mean, I have to leave at 12
I
to
think,
get to New Jersey by 1.
I mean, I could be there in the morning as well.
Can you be there with me, Paul? Okay. 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 All right. Then we need people in the afternoon. I don't know who that might be, since Andrew and Andy aren't here. So,
I should be able to help. I'm just not sure of the
oh, you're
timing
back.
yet.
Okay, Andrew. What?
I'm just not sure of the timing yet.
Oh,
when-
okay.
if I would be in the morning or afternoon.
Okay. Well, it's the afternoon that we're kind of stuck with. And I don't know whether Andy, is around, because I know, he has baseball with his kids. Okay, we'll just put a question mark. Okay. We don't need any supply. We don't want to give any candy out or anything out. I was thinking apples, but I don't know whether that's, I hate giving so much candy to kids, but I know my kids used to love it, getting free candy. They might snub at the apples, you're right. It's like at Halloween, knocking on someone's door and they give you an apple. All right.
It's,
What posters do we want to put out?
since John's not here, do you want to just send him a direct email asking if he can help cover the afternoon?
Yes, I will. Okay. All right. What posters do we want to take? You know, we have the 4 tripods, is it, Bill? We have the folding one and 3 big ones.
Yeah, and actually, sorry, I signed up to table separately for Ready for 100.
Oh,
So
did you?
I may need two of my tripods.
Okay. Well, if they're yours, you know, they're yours.
No,
Um,
I'm willing to lend you guys anything I have. I just feel bad that I can't do both.
No, you can't. But maybe we're just gonna have to buy our own, you know, if they belong to you, the EAB needs to keep them.
Well, there was that extra little one. Did you have that little one that was
The folding one, I didn't use it because I couldn't handle more than 2 posters. So I took 2 the big tripods, you know, somebody helped me with them on Saturday. So which poster should we use? Well, I guess we're gonna need the tripods for the game, right? The park game. Bill, I lost you. Did anybody hear Bill? Or is it me?
I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either.
Uh-oh.
We couldn't hear what you were saying. I don't know what happened.
Hi, it's Andy joining. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So we have no budget to buy more tripods, right? Oh, a clipboard. I have a clipboard too. That we can gather names and emails. Okay. Okay. Are we forgetting anything? Okay. We just need to fill in the gaps for who's covering. I'd hate to think that we could only cover till 12. I mean, I have to really like leave from right from there to get on the turnpike to make the party on time.
So we need 12 to 2?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do that.
Okay. Hi, how are you?
Oh, okay.
You're okay? Where are you?
I'm in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh, okay. How was your flight?
It was fine. Yeah, conference. It's a initiative organized by the University of Michigan. So anyway.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Well, Andy, I'm going to ask John to help you then. See if John is available. And then Andrew is still trying to find out. He doesn't know what time he can help with. But you know, I can, yeah, Paul and I'll set up. And then Paul, what do you think? 9 o'clock, 9:30?
Yeah, probably 9:30 is okay, right?
Yeah. How long did it take us to set up last year, Bill? I can't remember. You set up. I got there late. That's right.
What is it, like a tent thing, or do you have that?
Well,
or-
they have the tent set up for us and a
Okay.
table. I don't know, they have chairs too. But,
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's not much to set up.
no, it's everything that's on the table, the games and all that stuff. That, and the boards, the poster boards and the easels. We only have two because Bill needs two for his table. So, all right. So I'll be there in the morning. Let's make 9:15, see if we can get there at 9:15, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how much stuff we're going to have. But Andy, do you have that game, the park game?
Yeah, I hope it's still in good condition. I'll have to check it. The
Okay.
pictures are starting to warp. But yeah, I was
Yeah.
planning on bringing that.
Tape it up.
Yeah. Duct tape will hold it together.
Okay. All right. And then I'll bring the guessing game. How many, whatever I find, either butterscotch or something round. If I find marbles, I'll do marbles. I'll find something to put in the jar and count them, and then you guys can do that. Have a giveaway. Oh, didn't we had tickets for the drawing? Do we want to do that too, or do they just, write down their guess and then you call them? Is that what you want to do? So we won't be bothered with tickets? Yes, no?
It sounds a little easier to me. I wasn't here for the whole
I
conversation.
think so too. All right, I'll do a form and so we'll have two clipboards, one for email addresses for the EAB, which came in handy for the town hall. And because I sent them over to Brandon, I don't think I even mentioned that to you. And he was going to send them out to people, the announcement for the town hall. So that was really, so we'll see if we can collect more emails. And that might be even helpful for Andrew too, and for Colonial Trees. Okay, anything else? I think, let me see, I think that's all
So
that I have.
what type of clipboard are you looking for, Maria?
Oh, well, just the a clipboard that we could put paper on, so it doesn't blow away, people to write their names and emails on. I have the form all made. I only have, I think
I think I might have one. Like
Yeah, I
I'll
have
get
one
it
too.
or I'll give it to Paul.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we covered everything. Supplies, clipboard for emails, games, giveaways. What should we display? It depends on what boards we want to use. I have the one EAB one. I think that's an EAB one. Bill, is that an EAB one?
I
think
think so.
Bill-
I think that's the one I gave you. It has recycling and
Yeah,
some of the other projects. Yep.
Right. And I have two frames that belong to us. Well, I bought them that we could use. They're 8.5 by 11, so we can, put something in there that stands up on the table. That's easier than I had cardboard last year and it just kept falling, and we had to have rocks hold things down, which is crazy. So we have that too. If anybody has an 8.5 by 11, I had made a for the Green Fest, I made a 8.5 by 11 little flyer of what our EAB was working on and put that on the table. So that was okay. So, I mean, most of it was the, what was it? It was the town hall, but now that the town hall will be over, but I could adapt it if you want. Anyway. I think that's it. I think we got everything covered for those two events. Yeah, here's the agenda that Andy put together. Since, there's only a few of us here, do we want to finish up the rest of the agenda, or do we want to adjourn. And keep the other things, because we have our big event, coming up on Wednesday. Can I have a motion, what you want to do?
Oh, but maybe just real quick, the one point you brought up at the beginning of the discussion, the plastic bag meeting, was the language in the ordinance that says that the bag has to be printed with recyclable clearly on the bag. I think
Mhm.
that's a little bit a lot to ask. I just think that it would be easier if that didn't have that requirement. And I guess the question was to clarify that with Farron before the meeting, so we can kind of get it settled before going into the public meeting.
Okay, so
You know,
that's two issues we have to bring up with Farron.
What was the other one?
One is the recyclable, the idea that it's recyclable, and there was another one, I have to look at it. The 100% maybe?
The idea that the paper is recyclable?
Yeah, the
I
paper
think-
bags that they're using, yeah, it says that in the ordinance.
I think
The-
I think the real issue was the fact that it wanted a printing on it, and I don't know that that's necessary. So I guess I'd question Farron whether any other township has the requirement to have the bag printed.
Mhm. Yeah, that is an extra cost.
I've seen that text elsewhere, Bill. I don't remember the exact thing, but I know it talks about having something like clearly printed on it.
Okay, I guess I
yeah.
missed that.
That's
I didn't know
Yeah,
you
you
could
can go
buy
back to
bags.
the template.
Yeah, I
That's a
didn't know
pretty
you could.
vague
I didn't know you could buy bags that were printed with it. I'd be curious, where these townships are getting it.
Well,
Well,
I
is it-
mean, you do see some of the bags, and it's just a very small. It's clearly
Ah.
printed on the bag, but it just says, recyclable and very small font.
Does it have a number on it too, or just the words?
I don't know. I'd have to look. Could probably
Mm,
dig one out.
I
of
don't
the
remember. Okay.
closet.
The
Andy,
others,
Andrew, do you mind reposting that in the chat? Because Andy came in after the chat was you had posted originally. Do you mind reposting with your text?
Sure.
I'm just on the phone, Bill, so I won't be able to see it anyway.
Actually, if you don't mind reposting it for me, I lost my chat because I had to go out and back in.
Yeah, just when we got the new draft of the ordinance back, they added two things to the definition of a paper bag. The paper bag has to be 100% recyclable, and it has to have the words recyclable in a highly visible area on the outside of the bag. That wasn't in either of the drafts before that, so we just want to make sure we're not limiting the paper bag suppliers with these, I guess.
I just tried to do that for him and it didn't work.
Here's one from down on a grocery store. Does it have- See that? Can you see that?
Barely.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it does say on the bottom, 40 reusable, compostable, recyclable, 40% PCW, which I guess is post-consumer
40%. Okay.
and international paper made in the USA.
Okay. That's great then. That's, I guess, what would fit our definition.
Yeah. Doesn't need anything else though. Right.
Grocery store, I don't know.
What's it say on there? Is that from a particular grocery store?
Yeah. McCaffrey's Food Market.
Oh, McCafferty. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Bill, I tried to copy and paste that for you, but it's not going.
No, I got it. I Andrew put it back
Oh,
in. So
okay. All right.
I'll just add it to the email that had the Zoom repost on it, just so everybody can see the text.
Okay.
This
Sounds
one,
good.
this is like another one that has exactly the same language on it.
Oh, good.
Seems like that's probably a standard thing to print on a paper
Yeah,
bag.
the only bags I get, paper bags I get are from Corporalis. I'll have to look at them.
I guess I never noticed. Maybe I was just not paying
I'll have to
attention.
look too, yeah. Um, Angie, did you see Lynn, or we have to take the word ban off of BAN off of the presentation? They want to put ordinance instead. They want us to
Right.
stay away from the word ban.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't read her email, but I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay, so that, you'll have to kind of go through, there is a couple places in your slides, because we went through your slides too, that you have the word ban in there. We weren't looking for that. We just wanted to go over it. Is there any particular role you want us to play next Wednesday, or just for support? And I'm going to take notes. So, is there anything else you want us to do while we're there Wednesday?
Cheer, hoot and holler. No, I'm just kidding. No,
We
I
can do
hadn't- I
that
hadn't
too.
really thought about it too much.
We can cheer, we can say boo, whatever.
No. I
with
don't
you,
know. I
Lance.
hadn't really thought about it, Maria.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, send us a note if you think of something.
okay.
Okay. Um,
Paul, did you attend today's Covanta hearing?
Yeah, actually I did. I went
oh,
over,
yeah.
was a hearing about renewing their Title V permit. And it was interesting. It was a pretty short meeting. There was about 10 people there. And there was two people. So there's kind of I hadn't been to one of these meetings, but there's two sections to the meeting. One is like a question and answer period that's off the record, where it's just back and forth with the DEP people. And there you can kind of get like they give some answer. The DEP people will give some answers to the questions that people ask if they have any answer to give. But then there's a on the record comment period where the DEP people do not answer anything. They don't give any answer. So people make an on the record comment, and the answer will be provided in writing later. But there was two official on the record comments, and these people also made off the record comments, but neither of them was very happy with the place at all. The general comment was that they continuously violate their permit, and there's really no consequence for any of these violations. So why should we renew their permit now if they're basically just continuously violating their permit? And so
Sounds wonderful.
I don't really know the history of it, but these people were pretty unhappy with the plant.
Interesting. They might lose their permit.
The suggestion was that they're not investing in the appropriate emission control because it's too expensive. And they, rather than doing that, they've just kind of had repeated violations. So then they had a whole list of, I imagine that'll come out more in the official record of the meeting, because those people will enter that information into it. So it was interesting.
Yeah, it would be.
It was only two people that had this complaint, and there was only about 8 other people there. But they kind of indicated that they thought that plant had been a problem for a while.
There's a long history. I mean, at least dating back to 2019. It was a hot topic when I joined DAB. So I'm actually really curious that only 10 people showed up and 2 people made official comments. I don't know. I haven't heard as much. I guess maybe there hasn't been an issue recently, so kind of out of sight, out of mind. Maybe I don't know. I kind of wonder about that though.
Maybe it wasn't advertised well for the general public.
Yeah, I don't know how that's advertised. I guess, Bill, you had the notification of it, but you're a lot more plugged into these things.
Yeah, Greg Scott sent it around in his newsletter, so you would think that his constituents, which include Plymouth and Norristown or some others, would have paid attention. Actually, he had a bigger turnout last August when he held a public call. I guess people had been pestering him to raise this topic because there has been a lot of concerns from the Conshohocken people that live downwind of it. When it would have problems, they would get those odors, and people reported that on their white paint, windowsills, they would see this ash buildup. But of course, Covanta never found any reason for these odors, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why the neighbors kept getting frustrated, because there was no resolution to all this. So they kept, pestering Greg Scott to say, hey, could you do something about this? And he held this, public meeting. And I'd say, at least 20 people, citizens, were there
Really?
with some of the DEP and Covanta rep. And same thing happened. The Covanta rep wouldn't answer anything publicly because he didn't have any answers that he wanted to share. So it was really the DEP people talking about what goes into meeting the requirements of the permit, and the fact that their evidence or the monitoring didn't show any real outliers. But I guess I don't know if you ran across the guy Mike Ewing. Is it? Was
Yeah. He was
there?
one of the commenters.
Yeah, so he's the one that's the strongest advocate for saying they need this stronger equipment, monitoring equipment that's more precise. And of course, I guess they're saying they don't have to do it because it's, not in the requirement. So, but anyway, yeah, that's kind of where it stood. And actually, interestingly, I think before Andy, I don't think you were on the board, but a few years ago, maybe it was during COVID or what, I can't remember. We had Mike Ewing actually present to the EAB his full explanation of why incineration is worse than landfill for waste removal, and he just hasn't been able to get enough traction to shut down these incineration plants in our region.
I was in a group that we shut the one down in Manayunk.
Oh, yeah. He basically said that in their monitoring data that they're lying. He called it fudging.
Yeah.
And after the meeting, I said, when you say fudging, you mean they're lying? He said, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had meetings with the
That's a pretty
EPA.
strong charge. I mean,
That is really,
would think that
yeah,
would be
they're
criminal.
hard words. Yes, absolutely. Actually, I actually got in touch with someone I saw the other day that they were leveling the plant, and I know the ash they used for a playground, they had to tear up the playground. A lot of people on that street on Domino Lane died. That's when I lived in Manayunk. On Domino Lane, that's where people had cancer and leukemia and children died, and it was really awful. So we had all that to fight with, and we finally closed it down. My brother was one of them. So yeah,
Oh, that was a different facility.
it was a trash to steam plant. Yeah,
But a different one.
a different one. It was in Manayunk. Manayunk. It was on Umbria and Domino Lane.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there are no like standards for dioxin. Is that right, Paul? Like
In the permit or,
in the air quality standards that DEP,
there is a rule for chlorine. And I
but
don't know if that would
yeah.
pick up, encompass the dioxin, but I'm not sure if there's a specific. I actually didn't read the permit before I went, so I'd have to find it. But it's, the DEP guy suggested that they had a lot of real specific numbers, or a lot of numbers for specific compounds. But I don't know if dioxin was one of them. I think dioxin is, it's the allowable levels are so low that it's very hard to measure. So I'd actually be kind of surprised if they had a limit for it.
Right. I had visited Covanta plant with Drew and his friends pre-COVID. So
Yeah,
I have seen their operation. It's messy.
I went through it once too.
Yeah.
I was surprised for the size of it, how little electricity they generated. It's like, wow, that's it. But okay.
Yeah. Thanks for going, Paul, and reporting back. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I
Hearing
don't know if there's any follow-up really, but
Um, so, so is there anything to report on the energy transition plan or the rooftop solar or any of that? Any of the 2024 projects? I know I haven't done anything with community education. I mean, except with,
Right.
getting
Yeah.
ready for the plastic bag, ordinance.
I have nothing on the energy transition
Yeah.
plan.
yeah, I don't.
Okay.
So I do have a
Um,
question though. So since Bill, you are here and maybe Andy, you worked on the energy transition and rooftop solar was part of that, right? I found the calculation sheet, but I did not find any like description or PowerPoint or like some other what assumptions, what did we consider and all that. So will you be able to direct me to that if we already have that information? Is it in that same folder that you have shared earlier, Bill, with us?
I thought it was in the clean energy. Do we have a clean energy subfolder? What the order for Google Drive looks like. I thought I had left the PowerPoint or the workbook, the spreadsheet for the solar cost analysis in that folder.
Yeah, so I can see the calculations there. So I see the sheet. I'm just
Did
like,
you have a presentation, Bill, or I thought you did, but maybe wrong.
Yeah, I think I had prepared a PowerPoint before the October. Well, actually, we didn't get invited to make the presentation, so I may not have followed up with an actual PowerPoint. So I think I was just making the case on the cost benefit, meaning the savings in electricity over the life of the panels. And so maybe the workbook I was thinking would just pull out a couple of highlights from the workbook saying, here's the estimated cost per watt to install. Here's the size the system could be supported on both the community center and the municipal building. Here's the savings in electricity projected over 25 to 30 years, and show the 30% tax or credit incentive, and show that the cost savings to the township is a fiscally beneficial investment because they're going to save more money than if they just ran, at the current, just keep, buying electricity off the grid. That by putting the solar system in, their payback would be stronger, and it would be a smart thing to do just based on the fiscal return. So that's really what I was going to do, is just take the workbook, pull out those items, and just make the case on a slide that it was a fiscally responsible thing to do. I could go over it with you at some point if you'd like.
Yeah, that will be great because like I have like very basic questions, right? Like I see the address 700 Belvoir Road and 2910 Jolly Road. So it looks like those two are like community center building and the with the municipal office buildings, right?
Yeah.
So what if we are revisiting these calculations, are we just considering these two buildings, or are we trying to add more buildings? And what is our goal, right? So can we do cost benefit analysis for like, like do we want to go? I know you had shared some like Bucks County case study with me earlier, with me as in with everyone earlier, that says like 100% of the municipal building was on solar. So like, do we have a goal, something like that?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that'd be good. We could go over that, for the group if Andy wants to have an item on that, maybe during a meeting coming up. Maybe it'd be worth having that discussion with the whole group, just so we can ask questions about it, because you're right, it may not be as obvious as I'm thinking. So maybe it'd be better for people to listen to what I say about it, and then try to see whether there's a better way of saying it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So maybe in June, we can have that as our, like, can we build that in our meeting?
Yeah, I mean, I think that sounds good. We'll have the township day and at least the town hall passed. We'll still, I'm sure, probably have something with the sub ordinance, but I think we should have time. So happy to.
Sounds good. I'll try to prepare a better explanation. Yep.
Great.
Andrew, is there anything on the open space fund?
No, I haven't worked on that
Yeah.
since most of the stuff has been
Yeah,
Flex.
you've been working on the other stuff. Me too. I haven't had any time to work on community education either.
And Maria, I was
then-
just going to mention, for the community education, a good contact would be Nancy Winkler in Lower Merion Township.
Okay,
She's been running a public outreach, I think, over the last couple months. Maybe you could just chat with her to see what she's done.
okay. Where is she again?
Lower Merion Township. She's actually also part of the community advocates.
Oh, I know the name sounded familiar. Okay.
And I'd be glad to introduce you to via email.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. And then I before the meeting, I had gotten an email from our, I would say Reggie. It's not how you say it, but anyway, I sent you some information that came across just before our meeting. So I just forwarded to you. So if you wanted that information, that's sent. Is there any other unfinished business we need to talk about? No? Okay. Can I have a motion, please? To end the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
A
Yep.
second.
Second.
Thank you. All right, you have a great night, everybody, and we'll see each other next Wednesday and Saturday. All right,
Yep.
take care. Thanks,
Thanks, Mary.
everybody. Have a
Yeah.
good holiday.